How you doing, YouTube family? Today is Saturday, March the 8th, 2025. It's your man Big D, and I'm back with another one. I want to thank all you good folk out there that continue to rock with my son and I. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Well, family, we have we have this young lady that has found herself in a sad state of affairs. And I just want to take a look at what's going on with her so we can try to extrapolate some things that may be of use to someone else. Let's get it.
So I just got off the phone with my ex-husband, and I say ex-husband lightly because we are still legally married. We've been separated ever since my daughter was 5, 6 months old, and in between that time, we tried to get back together, but of course there was still some lying going on, I guess. I've been highly delusional. I didn't want to ask him if we could stay with him and his girlfriend and his 1-year-old daughter, but my mother told me to ask him because come Saturday, we will have nowhere to go. And I mean nowhere. No shelters are available. There's nowhere to go. We'll be out on the street. So he told me like, it's cool if you guys come, but it's a 1-bedroom apartment, and
So, family, as we can see, this young lady, her journey is real. And she has gone through some traumatic events in her life. And these events, I feel like, cause her to make some bad decisions. And because of these bad decisions, this is the result of it. But unfortunately, now she has 2 kids. There are 2 children involved that didn't ask to be here. And I'm not gonna beat this sister up because my heart goes out to her. But I will have to get a little bit more context before I can certainly say for certain that, okay, just fate just handed her a raw deal. Because oftentimes, family, when we see people or we find ourselves in these not so good positions, it's because we made bad decisions along the way.
there's no room. And he didn't say it like he sidesteps, he side talks a lot. And I could tell like he really didn't have the courage to tell me, but he can only take in my daughter. He can only take in my daughter. And my daughter's like, no, I'm not staying with him. She barely knows him.
Well, here's the thing, ma'am. Yo, okay, so yeah, I get it. Y'all are still married, you and your husband. And you say ex-husband because you say you use it lightly because y'all have been separated for some time. So I get it. As far as the white man's law, yes, y'all are for all practical purposes still married, although y'all have not been living in a marital union. Y'all have not been living in a, you know, the what Webster's would call the definition of a marriage, successful marriage. So, this man done moved on, sounds like you also have moved on, even though don't sound like you really wanted to move on, like you really wanted to still try to make it work with your husband. But for whatever the reason, he's moved on to the point where he's had another child and he's trying to build a life with another woman, although he's still married. And in my mind, I have some questions about this husband.
Especially the lady. I mean, I don't even know her name. He won't even tell me her name. but he promises me that she's a good woman because she's paid all his bills when he wasn't able to, and he
So basically, this young lady's mother told her, you should ask your husband, who she knows got another child and living with the child's mother, his now girlfriend, even though he's still married. She told her daughter, this young lady, go ask your ex-husband. So he, I guess, not wanting to be the bad guy, he says, yeah, okay, maybe we can, maybe y'all can move in, not a problem. We got a one bedroom. But really and truly, ma'am, no, he don't want you to move in with him. He'll take his daughter, but he definitely don't want you there because it'll be awkward. And you shouldn't even want to put yourself in that position. So yeah, okay, I get it. You don't really know who this woman is that, who potentially will be, helping to look after your daughter. But as he said, she's a good woman. She helped, pay his bills when he couldn't. And again, I got some questions about this ex-husband. So this man then found a woman to help him pay his bills when he couldn't, and that makes her a good mother. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that'll make her a good stepmom because just because you pay your bills, well, she's supposed to pay the bills, her bills, not your bills, my good sir. But nevertheless, it would be utterly awkward for this woman and her child to move in with the husband who they've been separated for a number of years, who's moved on, got another girl pregnant, had a whole baby with her, and they living together. Family, that don't make no sense. And again, it is a cycle of bad decisions. So for her mother to even tell her daughter to do that, I mean, her mama ain't got no better advice than that. I'm not saying that the mother, I don't know, let allow, her daughter and the granddaughter to move in with her. Maybe the granddaughter, I don't know her mother's situation and circumstances, but that sounded like some bad advice from Jump Street.
she takes good care of their daughter. But I don't trust a woman who knowingly sleeps with a man that's married and tries to make a house with him.
Okay, well, hold on, ma'am. You say you can't trust a woman who is know that your husband is still married. Y'all are still married and trying to make a home with him, ma'am. You to my you don't trust her. Women been doing that shit, that crap for years. They've been doing that shit for decades. The ex-wives separate, and then he go on and start a whole nother family with somebody else. So to say you can't trust this lady who sounds like she's in a better position than you, you might have to. You might have to trust her because best believe if this woman abuses your daughter's old enough where she could tell you, and you get law enforcement involved. That's all. There's a fix for that if you worried about that. But then you say your daughter, your 8-year-old daughter says, well, she don't want to go live with her daddy. And you say, well, because she don't really know her daddy. Well, guess what? It's not an 8-year-old child's they don't have no say. They don't have a choice, especially when it comes to them being homeless, not knowing where their next meal gonna come from, not knowing when the next hot bath gonna come from. No, sometimes we as parents, when we choose to be irresponsible and bring children into this world, well, now we at least gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? If it's nothing more than just pay some child support, you at least gotta do something. You just can't do nothing. You just can't be totally hands off. So my thing is, ma'am, I think a lot of times it might be, pride. I get it that you don't really feel good about another woman potentially raising your child, but you may not have a choice. Is that not better than having this poor child on the street with you freezing cold because you can't get in a shelter? And my question is where's your son at? Because I think you said there's a boy, you have a son. So where is he at? I mean, did did he disappear? Did somebody take him in? I need a little bit more context.
I don't trust a woman like that. But I might have to,
Mhm. You might have
because
to.
I don't want my daughter on the streets with me. It's okay if I'm on the streets, but I don't want her right there with me. And I talked to my daughter. My daughter's 8 years old. And she goes, Mom, I'd rather be with you. But am I a good mother? If I said, yeah, stay on the streets with me because I want to make sure you're safe and you're sound and mentally stable. But I can't do that. Who am I to say that this other lady might not be able to take care of her when I can't take care of her? But that's a big ask. But do I really have a choice? And I'm trying not to stick to the past because I have the future to somehow look forward to. But I can't believe I married someone who would do this to me. And
Now, here's the thing. I don't know this young man, and all I have is her side. That's all we have. But looking at how he moving, it sounds like that he probably was a pookie, a little dusty. Because from out of her mouth, you say this man was in the military, but then he got out. And y'all decided to, I guess, get married or whatever the case is, or well, y'all had gotten married, and then at some point, he got out the military, and then I guess you allowed your mom to come live with y'all. It just sounds like it's just a bunch of confusion going on in here. But ultimately, it sounds like the husband, it sounds like he was a little dusty because from what she's saying, then she's saying that he got this other lady helping him pay his bills when he can't. He's still married. He okay with that. He okay with trying to start a new life with a new woman and whatnot. And that's not concerning to him. I mean, as men, we got to understand. Hey, listen, okay, maybe with this young lady right here, he made not so good choices. He made not so good decisions, but you got to learn from those decisions. Listen, nobody gonna hold nobody responsible for not being the best parent because what is the best parent? Nope, nobody gonna be you know being a parent, being a husband, being a wife, it don't come with an instruction manual. And more times we learn what we see. So if however we see as daughters, whatever we see, as daughters, whatever they see their mothers doing, they're gonna emulate that. And they're gonna take that into their lives as women. And it goes the same thing with boys. But if it ain't no man around, not even a stepdad, then the boy gonna take on a lot of female traits that he gonna get from the mom because that's all he knows. You know what I'm saying? So listen, it's a sad state of affairs, and this is why women, in my opinion, women control access to sex and children. Men control access to marriage. That's why I say, man, ladies, do not give nobody no child if you not in a good position and he's not in a good position. Do not let no man bamboozle you and knocking you up if y'all are not in a good place in life. That don't take no I understand depression, you got, sexually assaulted. I get all that. But that's all the more reason why you have to be careful the next time. And as you said, you already had a son, I do believe. Because I think you said you had a son first. And my thing is, okay, so you made one mistake, and then you met this dude, the husband, which I'm questioning him and his character. Because my thing is that, bro, you still married, so you should have been there when it got a divorce. It'll be easier for this woman to part ways and not deal with you only from a having the children, the daughter, but you know, it's one of those things where at some point he got to be responsible too. The things that he had his part in it, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't all her.
I tried to ask him over the years, what did I do? What did I do for you to leave me? And he tells me nothing. It was all him. So that means that you never loved me? And that's what brings me back to being a child of a narcissist parent. You really
See, you know what? I don't think it was a fact that it's not that he never loved you. I think your husband may be an opportunist. Maybe he saw opportunities elsewhere that would benefit him. That's what it sounds like, and he just jumped ship. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the new baby mama, she might want to be careful. I don't know this young man. I'm not trying to pass judgment, but it just seems like it's a lot of pieces of the puzzle that's missing. But the pieces that we have to draw conclusions from, it seemed like it's people that made a whole bunch of bad decisions, including this young lady and including the husband.
willing to take abuse and being so heavily religious because you're supposed to stick to your vows no matter what, uh, through death or sickness. And maybe I'm being over dramatic, but I gave him everything. And I wasn't perfect. I wasn't perfect. There's some things that I did wrong. But he didn't try it at all. So,
Family, you know what? My heart bleeds for this young lady. She's not an ugly girl. She's a pretty young lady. And my heart bleeds for her because nobody is coming to save her. And unfortunately, by nobody coming to save her, there may be no hope for them children. This is why I say, ladies, I'm not telling y'all to be nuns, but I will say have some type of vaginal discipline. Like men got to have dick discipline. Y'all got to have vagina discipline because they have a multitude of things you can use to prevent pregnancies. And I'm not gonna just say men because they got things that men could use too. And I'm not gonna say it's all, the men don't have no part in getting a woman pregnant. But listen, 95% of it, 95% of the onus is on the woman because she cannot let him have unprotected sex with her. There are so many forms of birth control. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, it's 50-50. No, no, no. The onus is 95% of it is on the woman. That's it. Because she is going to be the one that's going to have to bear the burden if for whatever the reason things don't work out with this dude. And a lot of times, you know, I don't think men just choose to just abandon their children and not want to be there. But at the same time, if you have a man telling you, hey, I'm not trying to have no kids, not till I'm married, not till I'm in a good place, and I have no issues wearing a condom, and you tell him, oh no, I'm on the pill, oh, I'm straight, and you wind up getting pregnant, well, you know what, ma'am? You gotta be held responsible. Now, I'm not saying that that's this young lady's position. But my next question is the boy's father. What happened to him? Because you said your husband basically was there when your son was very very young. So your son looks at him as being his father. So where is his dad at?
I can't linger on that. Finally know where I stand. It just hurts so much.
Family, as I said, my heart bleeds for her. And I guess she's now in Florida somewhere. I don't know if the kids are with her or not. It's a sad state of affairs because this young lady is going from place to place, hearing from state to state. It's sad. And this is just another cautionary tale that I hope people listen to and say, man, you know what? Let's be more responsible. Think about it, family. If she didn't have those children to worry about, she could manage as an adult. If you don't have children that you have to worry about because you're not in a good position in life, don't create them. Because I guarantee you, if you all you got to worry about, you ain't got to worry about children, you will be fine. You will figure it out. I guarantee you, you will survive or life will consume you. You will choose to be the predator or the prey, but you're gonna have to make a choice. If not, then Mother Nature gonna do what she's always done for billions of years. She's just gonna consume you, and you just gonna become another. You just gonna become like this young lady in a bad position because of bad decisions. I really hope that things work out for this young lady. Um, Perhaps I may go over to her GoFundMe and donate some monies to her because I feel bad. I mainly don't. I mean, really and truly, she's an adult, so I do feel bad for her a little bit, but I mainly feel bad for the kids. Because they didn't ask to be here, and it's not fair for them to be out there suffering and cold and don't have no foods to eat. So if when I donate to causes, it's got to be to benefit the children. I'm not trying to benefit no grown folks that you made bad decisions and you need to own it. But when there's children involved, I see things from a different lens. Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.